Hi everyone. In today's video, we will learn how to sort the elements of a list. There are two ways to sort the elements of a list. One, using the sorted function. Second one is using the sort method of the list class. Both sorted function and sort method are used to arrange the elements of a list in a specific order. Like we can arrange them in ascending order or in descending order. It can be applied on a list of numericals as well as a list of strings. There are some key differences between these two methods of sorting of elements, like whether they modify the original list or not, and how do we basically call them. Let's understand this with an example. Let us consider a list of numericals which are unordered, and I would like to sort these elements. Now, first look into the sorted function. Sorted function, as it's a global function, we don't use any object to invoke this. We can just call that by the name of the function. And the list what you want to sort, you pass it as an argument. Now, this sorted function does not modify this given list, which is passed as an argument. Instead, it basically returns me a new list which is arranged. Like if I capture this into a new reference variable, now you will observe that my original list that is not modified, whereas the new reference variable which you collected as return value that has the sorted elements. So from this, what we can understand is sorted function is useful in case if you do not want to modify the existing list, but you want a new list which basically holds the elements in an arranged order. Now, in case if you do not collect the return value, here we have collected return value, but assume that you did not collect any return value. In that case, it does not modify at all. So if you try to look at in the next cell, like you might think that the list is sorted, and in the next cell, you can observe that it has not modified the list. Instead, this statement is printing the return value of the sorted function, right? Now, if I try to say print sorted of nums, now this one returns me a sorted array, which I can use it to print even using the print function. Now let's look into the sort method of the list. As it's a method, we have to invoke it with the help of an object. So first we use the list object here, dot we call the sort method, right? Now you can take up the unsorted list. I'll just keep it here again once more, right? And I'm just trying to execute this. You did not see any output here because the sort function does not return me any value. It modifies this particular object. Later on, if you try to have a look at this particular object, you will see that the elements is sorted. But assume you try to collect the return value. You try to collect the return value. Okay, by saying nums.sort. Okay. Now, we know that when you try to collect return value from a function which is not returning, the value which will be received or captured back is none. Okay. One common mistakes what we do it is we tend to write nums equal to nums.sort. This should not be done because in this case you will lose out the original list itself. You will lose out the original list, right? There's nothing. It's like empty now. Okay, these are common mistakes what people do this. Okay, right. Now, why did we get an error now? Because the previous execution had made this nums as none. Okay, that's the reason you try to apply the sort on the none object, not on the list object. But if you had this list here, then it will not give you the attribute error. Instead, it returns me none. Right. So we basically saw how to utilize the sorted function as well as the sort in a very basic form. Now, both these methods allow me to sort it in descending order. If you want to sort it in descending order, they provide me a parameter called as reverse. Like I can write nums. Okay, let me just try to capture this because nums has turned out to be none. Okay, first let me try to work with sorted nums. I can say reverse equal to, reverse is the parameter name. By default, the value of this is false, which is okay, going to arrange in ascending order. If you want to sort in descending order, just say reverse equal to true, and I can capture this into result variable and print the result variable. So you can just observe the largest element is at the first, and you can just smallest element. Okay, it's moving from the largest element towards the smallest element. The same way, if I have to do it with sort method, I'll just use, remember as of now, nums is not sorted, unsorted, but I'd like to write nums dot sort. I can say reverse equal to true. Okay, and next cell, I can just have a look at the nums. It's arranged or in descending. Now, we'll also see how do we apply this on strings. I've considered a list of strings out here. This is the names of the various trainers for data science at Cranes Varsity. It's unordered, starts with S, then in between there is A, then okay, it goes to J and B, right? So it's unordered. I'd like to sort them. So with the help of sorted, if I have to use it, sorted names, this will sort it in ascending order. Now, applying the same thing on this and then saying that reverse equal to true will sort it in descending order. Yes, in both the cases, it does not modify the original list. The original list remains as it is, right? It also provides me one more mechanism where instead of the default method of sorting of numerical and string, we can also do custom sorting. For that, there is a parameter called as key, which allows me to specify a custom function, right? How do you like to sort it? I'd like to sort this based on the length. Here, I would like to sort the list of strings based on the length. Here you can just observe the length with the least number of characters occurring first, which has 5 characters. Here we have 6 characters, 6 characters, right? And then, okay, we have 7 characters and then we have 8 characters. Okay, now why is this Atira coming before Jitesh here? Both are 6. Or, okay, is there any particular order which will be followed here or not? So that is because of the order what was there in the original list. In the original list, I had Atira before Jitesh. Let us try to make this Jitesh before Atira. They both have 6 characters. So you can just observe. We saw that if we have 2 elements with the same length, the one which was occurring first in the original list, it will retain that particular order. Yes, you can also sort it in descending order for the strings. Since we are basically using keyword arguments, we can specify the key and the reverse in any order. We can either do this way, or we can also specify the reverse first, followed by the key next. Right? Both the ways are same. Right? Same thing if I basically wanted to do work with the sort method, I'll just write sort, and this will sort me the strings. You need to see it in this way, next cell. And in case if you want to sort it in reverse order, reverse equal to true, right? As well as it also provides me a key parameter. Okay, so you can just observe. And yes, I'll try to remove this and show you again. It's okay. Now, when should I basically use a sorted function and when should I use the sort method? If you want the original list to be retained as it is, and you also at the same time wanted sorted list separately, we can go with sorted function. And if you want to sort the existing list itself, we can basically go with sort method. And one more thing is sorted function, we can pass list as an argument, we can pass a tuple as an argument, we can pass a set as an argument, we can also pass a string as an argument. Whereas the sort method is only available with a list. Okay, it is not available with tuple or set or string. Let's quickly verify this. You have a tuple. You have a tuple. And let me also take the same elements into a set. This is my set. You can, if you want, you can also take up some duplicate values, everything you can consider here, right? But remember, set will not allow duplicates. So the duplicates will be removed. 34, there'll be only one occurrence. Okay. Now, let me also try to take up a string. And I'd like to pass on this tuple for a sorted function. It returns me an arranged list. Yes, my original list, it's okay, tuple was itself was sorted. Let me do with unsorted one, right? Then sorted function, I can pass a set. Let me try to also have a little bit of unsorted elements. So please do observe, 8 came first. Even though we had 34 twice, 34 was stored only once because it is basically a set. And I can also use sorted function with a string. Whereas trying to do the same thing with the sort method with a tuple throws me an error because tuple does not provide a sort method. Then s.sort, neither the set provides me a sort method, neither the string provides me the sort method. So you can use sort only with the list, whereas for a sorted function, we can pass a tuple, a list, a set, or a string. So I hope the concepts of how do we sort the elements is clear, and when should we basically use the sort method and when should we basically use the sorted function. Thank you.